So you know we got to timestamp it. It's April 7th, I think, right? April 7th. It is April 7th, 2026. It's approximately 4:03 a.m. on that eastern side. We done flipped them poles. So it might be western, but then again, y'all know I don't know. But I know one damn thing. On that birth certificate or that certificate of live birth, they named us and they put our names in. So I'm D'Amica. I'm finna stand on business. Time for hashtag Lost Souls Tarot cards. Because when they put our names in all caps, they stood on business. So I'm finna stand on business. I'm about to open up some portals and reveal some truths. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the frequency. So I am on here a little earlier than usual. I'm not going to say my sleep is disrupted, but it is. So why not come on in here and join the party? All right, so anybody that's new to the channel, welcome to the frequency, welcome to the channel. I am definitely going to pull on some tarot. We are going to pull on the Old Maid deck here today. Prior to me pulling on the Old Maid deck here today, I am going to explain to you exactly what the Old Maid meaning is, metaphysically, what the Old Maid meaning is, okay? So let's go ahead and welcome in these energies. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all already know I'm going to get this handbell rung over on YouTube, Sunville Sounds, okay? Sunville Sounds. I use their handbell for the meaning. For the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get this handbell rung, get this incense lit, and get this candle lit. Join us for Old Maid, for our version of Old Maid. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to welcome in these energies at this time. What messages? Will the Old Maid come out and appear in a message? We don't know. But we're going to go ahead and see what messages are to be delivered during this time. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. All right, let's see. I'll go ahead and light my candle. So I lit my incense already. That was the swag incense called Money Blessings. And I'm going to go ahead and light my candle, my fresh linen candle, white candle here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, I'm going to pull on the Old Maid deck, and we're going to see what messages are going to come out from the Old Maid deck. And if you're new to the channel, if you're not familiar with how I do it, then it's simple. We do it just like tarot. We figure out if the Old Maid is going to come out with messages. Every time the Old Maid came out, the Old Maid came out with very divine, strong messages, which made me want to look up exactly what is the Old Maid, because you see how they have the Old Maid looking on here? Old, right? Like a cat lady, right? No disrespect to her in this archetype, but they have her looking old, right? So I was like, let me see, in this realm, they always want to flip it. So if something looks very old and disgusting or even evil at times, 9 times out of 10, you should study it and see what's going on, okay? Or see how you can learn from what's being said to you or what's being delivered to you. So we have the Old Maid game here, and I'm going to read the metaphysical meaning of an Old Maid. So an Old Maid has transitioned from a restrictive, ego-based construct of unfulfilled womanhood to a symbolic representation of spiritual independence, autonomy, and the conscious choice to prioritize self-actualization over traditional societal roles. So subjection of intuitive force. Metaphysically, a maid can represent an intuitive force that is partly in spiritual consciousness, but still bound to personal or serpent consciousness, okay? So the Old Maid archetype often represented this force when it remained untethered to a singular male partner, thus challenging the personal consciousness that viewed women solely as property or caretakers there, okay? So the unyoked independent self, you're stripped of its 18th century derogatory connotations. That Old Maid represents a woman who retains autonomy over her body, time, and labor. It symbolizes a shift from being two, which would be married, to one, which would be within herself. So a cautionary archetype, which would be the ego perspective, is the myth was designed as a social straitjacket to punish women's refusal to comply with traditional life paths. It was used to make women fear independence, equating singleness with being pathetic or even incomplete here. So it reclaimed the old maid is like a weaver, a creator of her own life here, okay? Career and community, rather than a leftover. The old maid symbolizes a self partnered individual whose fulfillment comes from varied social bonds rather than only legal, heterosexual, or even nowadays, same sex marriage, okay? So, in summary, the metaphysical shift moves away from the old maid as a tragic figure who's missed her window toward viewing her as a liberated spirit who chose to lead her own life rather than lead apes in hell. And that's a traditionary cautional phrase there, okay? So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and play Old Maid. And if you're not familiar with Old Maid, then doggone it, when you play Old Maid, you're supposed to pair up until you, whoever ends up with the Old Maid, you automatically lose at the end of the game. And whoever has the most pairs, you win. We're not pairing up anything, okay? We're going to just see which one of these archetypes is going to come out with the message here. And we have waitresses, we have a chef, we have a police officer, we have an old maid. We have the whole, almost the whole gang is here, right? So let's go ahead and give it a good shuffle. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to go ahead and tap into the old maid deck, right? I told you I like to play their games, but I like to play it my way. All right, so we got the old maid deck coming on out here, y'all. Let's see who's going to come out here and play. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Let's give it another good shuffle here. All right, thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Who's going to come out here and play today? Will the old maid come out? Let's see. All right, y'all. So let's see. So right now, the male person is coming out. Off the break, the mailman is out here. The male person is out here, and if you can see, this male person right here has a gift here or a package here. It's not just your regular type of mail, right? It's actually a package here, and he's smiling. So this mailman here is smiling. Can y'all see that? So let's see what's going on. We got the mailman coming out first, and we're going to tap into tarot and the oracle deck, okay? What time is it? Yep, I can't stay on here too long. That's why I came on here. Look, we got an artist that's coming out here. An artist is out here, okay? So it could be messages revolved around an artist here, or messages coming from an artist or about an artist here, okay? Take what resonate, leave. I got male person coming out twice. Male person flipped over twice. And I'm also looking at an archaeologist out here, okay? So what does it, you got an artist, right? And the artist likes to create, and we got an artist with a paintbrush here, a canvas, typically a woman, doesn't have to be a woman here, right? But we have an artist out here. Artistry could go in many forms here, right? It could be music, it could be dance, it could be paint, it could be that contemporary art. It could be a lot of things, poetry. And we have an archaeologist out here. So the archaeologist is holding up a magnifying glass here and a bone here, right? So the archaeologist usually is going to dig up something here, right? And it's going to inspect very well with that magnifying glass, right? So we have, so far we have 3 archetypes out here. Actually, we have 4. We have 2 male persons, and we have 1 artist and 1 archaeologist. And we'll start right there, and then we'll build on that. All right, y'all. So let me see if y'all can at least see. Bam. Can y'all see this? Y'all know what it is. Hashtag Lost Souls Tarot cards. That's what we represent. That's what it's about. That's what I represent. If I say we, I mean me, divine spirit, me, my energy, right? All right. So thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. We're just going to go ahead and jump into the male person here. It's 2 here. So we'll do them separately because you never know. They may have 2 separate messages here. So we actually have 4 archetypes up here. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. We'll pull on tarot, the first male person. We'll see what's going on with the first male person here. And we're just going to pull on some tarot at this time with the first male person. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're here with the first male person here that has a package. Both male persons have packages here, but what kind of messages are going to be delivered? Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit, in regard to the tarot energy. Ashe. So we'll take four. We'll take four messages. See how it goes. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. How many are that? Thank you. How many it is? This is three. This is three. Let me get one more. So off the break, it's the Three of Wands. Expansion. Let me see here. Overseas opportunities. This male person is coming in with a gift here. So overseas opportunities, expansion. You're going to be exploring new territories. This is the initial success of your ventures. So look ahead to your future here, okay? The Queen of Wands is coming reversed here. So the male person is saying that it may be you, or there's an energy that is very pessimistic around you, okay? Very temperamental, sticking their nose where it doesn't belong, and they are overwhelmed. Or if it's you, you're overwhelmed, okay? Take it how it resonates, leave the rest. It can be a male, female, woman, man, them, or they. Just because it says queen, they might got a ding-a-ling. Well, no. But what I'm telling you is they've taken on far too many tasks that they can't keep up with, and it's become overbearing. There's dark magic that's involved. They are very disorganized, and they're not taking charge of their own life here, okay? So this male person is saying, be very cautious of a Queen of Wands reversed. Let me see. Let me move. Can y'all see that now? Can you see it now? Queen of Wands reversed here, okay? I read all the comments at the end. Y'all, what up, y'all? Grand Rising. I'm on a little bit earlier than typical. Got a little bit of stuff to do later on, and I just didn't want to miss the transmission. So now the male person is sending out this sun reverse energy, okay? So what is this saying? It could be you, or this could be a divine intervention, okay? Whatever this is a strong force that is in or trying to be in your energy or is in your energy, right? And I don't know if you all have been feeling a little sluggish. Maybe it's just me. I am going through a certain process right now, but I've been a little sluggish. I can feel the energy being pulled, and I can also feel a lot of tension around truths being revealed, right? I definitely feel that in the energy here. So with the sun coming reverse, Aurora, I'm a July Leo. What that is saying is this is significant difficulties finding positive aspects to certain situations here, okay? So clouds are blocking the light that's needing to progress. It's causing setbacks that are damaging your optimism and your enthusiasm. And for some, you're being unrealistic. Let me stop right here. I can feel this in the energy. I have felt this in the energy of myself. And then when you get like this, even recently, when you get like this, you just got to, like they said, set back, right? It's going to be setbacks. The sun is reversed, right? So you have to nourish, you have to put the nourishment back inside of you. For some, you may have become overly optimistic in your perceptions of certain situations, right? For some, it's just boredom. For some, you're taking things for granted, right? And we all do it, but it's time. This is a divine intervention for some, for all, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But for some, that's in the energy. And this ain't nothing but just reevaluating not only ourselves, but who is dimming our who is bringing the clouds in, right? If it's not us, and if you're in your own head and you figured out, okay, this is definitely my thoughts, okay, and you know how to quiet yourself up, but there's still certain things that's racketeering in your mind. You got to figure out what those energies are, and you got to cut the cords to them, okay? Because again, it started off with expansion, right? Overseas opportunities. Look ahead to your future. So this is going to require third-party involvements. And with your sun being reversed right here, the clouds blocking the light that's needed to progress. For some, you may miss out on a certain opportunity, okay? And we don't want to do that part. Now, we don't want to miss out on no opportunities, beloved, right? We just don't. But we also want to be cautious of how many third parties are really trying to come in our energy now. So it's like you got to deal with it the best way that you can by stepping yourself away and really itemizing what's best for you, who's best for your energy. At the same time, you got to remember, I'm going to give you a secret right now. You want to know what the high stakes mission is? It's you. You're the high stakes mission. So if you ever hear them out there in the news and you or in your community and they talking about a high stakes mission, it's you, beloved. It's a high stakes mission, right? So embrace it, right? Embrace who you are, but also clear the clouds here, okay? So the Five of Pentacles is coming out, and the male person is saying that with that sun being reversed, it's a potential chance of hardship. This is what they want for you. They want the, or whoever they is, right? Whether they is you or whether they is them, whatever this energy of they is, right? It's very dark and it's very not encouraging, it's very pessimistic, it's very negative. It's always going to throw out that, "Oh, you shouldn't do this," or "I don't know if you're ready for this type of energy," or, well, right now, depending on what frequency you're on, if you've already blocked out a lot of other energies, whether it's family, friends, society, and things like that, then typically you're able to hear your own thoughts. And then because you're on such a frequency, you're now literally being attacked with thoughts being implemented into your brain by these what's it called, man? It's a part of the whole global mind control concept there. Uh but like these EMPs, electromagnetic pulses that they throw out, whether it's through the radio, the news, these big ass antennas that you see up in your community, the wires that's connected to the electric wires, you'll start to see that they're cutting the cords and connecting more wires. I mean, it's weird, but let me get back to this. The male person is saying that there's illusions that will be there: insecurity, financial struggle. There's a possibility of you feeling excluded, and this is weathering difficult circumstances, whether it's material, whether it's your health, whether it's just, it's the pentacles here, okay? So it's time to ground yourself, beloved, all right? All right, so this that's the first male person as far as tarot. Thank you, Divine. Thank you. I can't. All right. Let's see. That's tarot. Let me get the oracle deck out. So now we're going to get the first male person is going to now give us some oracle messages here, okay? Then we'll move on to the second male person, the artist and the archaeologist. We'll start with tarot and then oracle. And we'll see how much time I got left here, okay? I'm looking at a few coordinates here. Oh, just one coordinate so far, with 732,477 victims here, 20.72 degrees north, 156.17 degrees west. As above, so below. So fill this out, take a seat with the others. So someone is in the energy of asking you to fill something out, right? Fill this out, take a seat with the others. What you want to be cautious of is what information you want to put on the forms that you're filling out. So, for example, you want to be as discreet as possible, but you want to let them know what you want to. So you want to let them know how they can help you without letting them know your plans and your goals and what you have coming up next. Because you have a lot of movements that's happening out here, and they tend to launch these classes and master classes and workshops, and they'll give you a certain amount of days that they'll give you free information. And I'll just use that for an example. They'll give you free information for between 3 to 7 days, right? Some of them are longer, right? And they're, before you come on there, they're going to ask you to watch a video, right? Then they're going to ask you to download all these PDFs, right? And then they're going to ask you to ensure you keep in touch with the network of people that's about to email you, that's within their circle now, okay? what I'm asking you all to be cautious of is they're gonna ask you to fill out a form, right? And wait. Take a seat with others and wait for the workshop to launch, right? And in this form that you're going to fill out, they're going to ask you all of these very invasive questions, and they're going to put it in the name of wanting to help you, wanting to assist you, right? What you have to keep in mind is how much information are you giving them to then possibly psychologically play with you and then use your energy to keep playing on your energy, whether it's money, whether it's your emotions, whatever it is. A lot of these movements already have their tribe set up. So and it could be my own mind too, where the clouds are blocking the light that's needing to progress, right? But I literally joined these workshops now just so I can watch them, and I watch how they engage with the crowd, and they want you, and they'll repeat, put this in the chat, put this in the chat at least 2 to 3 times, right? Like I tell you, say your prayer 3, 6, or 9 times. It's a repetition, right? Because it's a system that they're reprogramming in your mind. But I also watch how folks like to be glorified. You know what I'm saying? Like they really love when they're networking and you say their name and you type it in the chat, and it's certain words that they want you to type in the chat. And I'm like, for example, type in, don't do this, but they'll say things like, type in the chat, I am at your door. Why the fuck would I type that? I'm just saying me. Why would I do that and then welcome your energy to my door? I just be weird like that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, and it's little things like that that I've been through before where I've welcomed in that energy and got fucked up. I'm still here though, and they getting fucked up. But I had to learn from those experiences of just through social media. This is energy. This, the likes, the put it in the chat, put it in the chat, put it in the chat, put it in the chat. Before you even get to any great information, they're literally repeating, and as they should, how they've accomplished the things that they've accomplished and how you could accomplish it possibly. And it just be like, to me, it be they use the information that you used on the forums. Let me get back to what I was saying. And they know how to integrate that within their wording and within their display, and how to pull on your emotions and how to keep you coming back. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Be cautious of what you put on the forums, and you can play with them, and you can absolutely put things on the forum. Like I said, be honest, but be honest to a certain point to where you're building your foundation, and you don't want anything to come in and crumble that. Anything. And another thing, be cautious of who they glorify within their movements and cultures and workshops and things like that. If they're still idolizing icon or who they consider to be like icons, that's when I really be like, okay, that's when I know I'm just here for information, and I'm not going to go any further, because I can truly see that that entity is still engulfed in idolatry, right? And information be good as hell though. That's why you always got to have your notebook and pen, because you never know what kind of information you're going to get. Now you just have to have your energy built up enough to deal with the fucking workshop or whatever it is that you're a part of, to deal with that energy just enough to get your information up out of there. Now, if they are energizing you, if they are regenerating you, if they are genuinely helping you, and you ain't really have to spend too much money with them, because a lot of them are pulling out this whole money thing, and they're pulling on folk from a certain demographic, and then they'll throw out this high ass fucking price, and then you be like, how the fuck am I supposed to, and you know what I'm saying? Like it be the play on the mind where they're playing on your emotions, right? All right, so the third portal coming out is talking about millions of years of erosions have created these structures in a desert climate where the ground has life-sustaining biological soil, crust, and potholes. 2,000 plus natural sandstone arches, with some of the most popular arches in the park behind delicate arch, landscape, and double arch. And that's as above, so below. And even though you might not understand what I wrote on these portals, sometimes I don't. But I know who I'm reaching out to, and I know they know what to do with this information. And I also know not to ever let nobody take me off of my frequency or off of what I'm doing. Period. Nobody understands the connection that you have with divine and spirit but you. And you never let anyone, your child, your kids, society, even yourself, disrupt that relationship, especially with divine. Now, spirit can have a seat real quick. That's a whole different divine and spirit. Those are whole spirit already know. It's way different, right? But out of respect, because spirit controls a lot out here. See, spirit has to control these fucking spirits that's out here. You understand what I'm saying? But see, divine trumps all. You dig what I'm saying? Ashe. So yeah, and I'm also looking at Second Opium, Utah, and Rogue River, as above, so below, and Yakima. Okay, and that's the 4 for the Oracle deck for the male person. Now let me stop yipping and yapping. Look, let me just stay on track here, right? So we got the second male person that's coming out here. We're going to start with tarot, and then we're going to end with Oracle deck for the second male person. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. Ashe. So we got the second male person. What kind of messages is coming from male person number 2 here? Let's see. All right. Let's see what that is. So we need 4, divine and spirit. I think we do got our 4. 1, 2. Yes, we do. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. So the second male person is coming out here. And the first message is saying that the wheel of fortune, the wheel of fortune is coming reversed. And this is, again, a divine message. And this could be the energy that's around you, collective, or it could very well be you, right? But take it how it resonates and leave the rest. But I really feel like for those that are still pushing through in their divine mission, and you realize you are the mission, right? You're breaking cycles, and that's leaving bad luck for others that try to bring that bad luck to you. And it could be a period of bad luck that will eventually pass, but it depends on how everyone moves within their own energy. So with this wheel of fortune becoming reversed, there's a resistance to change. And this is like necessary change, y'all, okay? Wheel of fortune reversed. Second one coming out is the Page of Cups. So this is talking about it's time to be open to new ideas, especially when it comes to your intuitive inspiration here, all right? Because inspiration should be embraced even though you may not expect it, okay? So it's a calling of a creative nature, whether it's music, whether it's art, go for it, okay, beloved? You stop chasing your dreams, and that has caused difficult situations. For some, you haven't even put any effort into your financial goals. And that could just be as simply as writing down your next step as to a business plan, right? One great question one of the questions that was asked was, how much income do you expect for your business to bring in by the end of the year? And I was like, damn, I never even thought about that, right? I have all these income revenue streams that I have in my mind, but I haven't implemented monthly. How much, if I put this much in, how much is this going to come back? And this could come back through this stream, and then I can funnel this money back into this stream. And then I didn't get down to that yet, right? It's all here, but I didn't write it down and really implement it, right? And start living into that goal, right? So that's a great example, right? Write it down and then start living in that so we can be on that same terminology. When those type of questions come up, we'll answer it with ease without stuttering over our words and without being nervous and things like that. All right, what time I got? Okay, so be open to new ideas, always have a fresh perspective on your relationship. You'll be able to find creative outlets. So a lot of us, we're daydreaming about our future, but we're not taking any action. All right. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get it. The male person's coming out with the Page of Pentacles is coming out, okay? So 2 pages out here, right? So in the beginning, it was like, damn, Wheel of Fortune is reversed. In the beginning, maybe this is what was happening in the beginning for some of us. It was a period of bad luck that we eventually got through, right? Because we were resistance to change. Maybe this is our turnaround, right? So here comes the Page of Pentacles. Remain ambitious and focused. You will be protected and nourished because you are deeply tied to the earth, nature, and all its gifts. Cherish your body and extremely diligent with you cherish your body and you're extremely diligent with loyal ambition to make plans for the future. You're dedicated in your relationships and you've remained that way, even your relationship with self. Okay, that's the most important relationship. So the bearer of news is connected to all earthly and material needs. And that's who you are, the bearer of news. Okay, news, north, east, west, south. You are the bearer of the land here, okay? So use your energy to get work completed because we got big dreams that we have to complete. And here's that Page of Pentacles energy, okay? Now, the Page of Pentacles energy is here saying, all right, we deeply tied to the earth, nature, and all its gifts. Remember that? Here's your new journey, right? Male person said, you already on your new journey, beloved. This is what you had to go through in order to receive this here. Okay. So with that being said, it's the beginning of a new journey. Symbol of innocence. Anything could happen, beloved. It's time to approach each day with adventure, freedom, and optimism. And this could be about business, finance, your love, simply just a life of no worries. Okay. Many opportunities are waiting to be explored by you. Now we're going to pull on the Oracle deck. Male person, what we going to get from the Oracle deck? What kind of messages are we going to get from the Oracle deck? I'm looking at Paramount Plus and Philo or whatever this is. Hobson Melody, Lucas George. All right, this says archons. They vary upon the layers of illusions, different sections, different names, wardens keeping those in prison, imitation of higher truths and false wisdom, 7 classical planets, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, govern fate, distort time, Chronos, they owe Chronos, distort desire, and thoughts are infectious. They mirror power in crude material forms, systemize forces, cogs in machinery of ignorance, spheres of archons guard the soul's journey after death. Fear, lust, vanity, anger, endless treadmill of consumption. And the Panther is coming out with the final message here. Thank you, Mailman. The Panther is saying, focus on your femininity, right? Death and rebirth is here. Understand that death is transformation into your new life. Reclaim power. You must know the dark. You're very intuitive. I allow you to astral travel with my protection. I'm your guardian energy during travel. I don't know if you guys been having very vivid dreams or nightmares, okay? But the Panther is here saying that now your guides, if you haven't already noticed, they've been protecting you. Now you're going to know and see and feel their protection, okay? We're moving on to the Artist here. I can't lie. Every time the Artist came out during this game, it was always some crazy type of Jezebel warlock energy, okay? Let's see what's going on, though. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Every time. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. The artist energy. What's going on with the artist? So the first card that came out that flew out, somebody got flued out. Like the way it flew out there. The hangman came reversed. So there's a refusal to make the necessary sacrifices. And you are the universal sacrifice, meaning your own energy. You can't deplete whatever's going on. Somebody's trying to use someone else's energy or even try to sacrifice someone here, okay? And they refuse to make the necessary changes for themselves here. They're very resistant, unwilling to see different perspectives. They're stalling and indecisive. And that's card number 12 at that. What is going on? Hold up. I'm looking at the Five of Cups and it fell on my lap here. So somebody is at loss or grief and is sitting like on their lap there, like emotional disappointment, process of mourning. They're trying to focus on what has been lost instead of what remains. Okay, that's very dangerous, whomever you are. Right? Fuck what has been lost. We can't stay in that energy unless you're going back to regain that energy to bring it along with you. The Fool is out here. Whatever's going on, the Fool is out here. So for some, this artist is saying that for some, this is new beginnings, right? For those that's refusing to make the necessary sacrifices, oh well. Because you have a lot in your energy that you're on this new opportunity, new beginning here. And whether it's you in this Fool energy, right? You're on the start of a new journey. You're committed to yourself. You follow your heart and you're embracing the unknown here, okay? You're taking that leap of faith. Damn, and Divine and Spirit said, just so you know, the Fool has come out here. How many times? The Fool. That was with the male person, second male person. The Fool. The Fool. The whole thing of tarot is the Fool on this journey here, right? You on this journey with all these minor and major complications while you're on your rise, right? Or your fall for some of you. But the Fool is out here. So Divine and Spirit is making it very clear. There's a new opportunity. The beginning of a new journey. Let's get on it. So now we're going to move to the Oracle deck. Let's see. I'm looking at Maryland and Louisiana. Maryland and Louisiana, okay? And this artist is saying something about Maryland and Louisiana. Maryland, Brentwood, Metal Barrier, 1957. North Brentwood, 2024. Demolished and replaced sundown towns, okay? And then Louisiana, Pollock, Don't Eat, World War I, Mardi Gras, New Orleans, Extremely Demonic, Archons Ruled Me. I also have the name Wakina on here. And then Sundown Towns. This was also in the mix of it. Delta Sigma Theta, and this just fell on the male person. Delta Sigma Theta and then Kappa Alpha Theta. I'm looking at FEMA and human cloning. FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, state of emergency, 1995 bombing, Space Shuttle, Columbia, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, as above, so below, deep underground military bunker systems. Something about Oklahoma City and March 30th, 1979. Human cloning, creation of human being, creation of human cell, creation of human tissue, taken from another human willingly or unwillingly, trying to make an exact copy, reproducing a human. Thank you, artist. Oh, that was only 3. We need one more, artist. We need one more. Thank you, artist. Damn. So with this, it's basically what I'm getting from this is somebody could be from Louisiana or Maryland, or Louisiana and Maryland is connected, and they are shapeshifters here. They could have went to college or been part of a sorority here, but they are definitely shapeshifters here. And they're into human cloning, and particularly might be into the military here. Because or CIA. You also, this is weird. Whatever's going on with this energy here, this energy is depleted, getting depleted, very depleted, very depleted. These type of energies. And they have a lot of connections, but those connections are crumbling. The foundations was very faulty. And something about 1957, 2024, New Orleans, Mardi Gras. It says, don't eat. The archons ruled me. Like it's literally on there. Now I have different meanings for the states, like Maryland and Louisiana. It's all different meanings on a lot of them. That's wild. And something about March 30th, 1979. Okay. This says you are being watched. You are being watched. I know I said 4, but this also says herbal remedies, roots, leaves, and bark. Digestive issues, respiratory and skin conditions will be cured. Healing powers of various plants and medicine possess unique abilities to treat and cure illness. Somebody throwing some type of dirty magic at you. It's time to do a spiritual cleanse. It's secret tunnels under their block. Whatever's going on, it's secret tunnels under your block, right? Can you trust the Bible? So somebody could be religious, and particularly those that study the Bible are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll take 2 more and leave it at 9. It is the rise and fall of nations. I told y'all, faulty foundations, they are crumbling. Damn. Historic havens have been restored. And we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Damn. Thank you, artist. We got one more coming out here, the archaeologist. The archaeologist is going to come out here. And then, let me see. Ain't no and then. I got to go. Y'all always do that. Y'all know I got to go. Damn. Talking about something and then. Girl. And then. You ain't got no and then. You got to go. Archaeologist is out here. Archaeologist. Let's see what's going on with the archaeologist in regards to tarot. We just need 4. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. Ashe. We're going to take the top 4. The Empress is coming out. The archaeologist. Remember, the archaeologist is digging up things, right? You see that magnifying glass and that bone there, right? The archaeologist is saying that I have been watching you for centuries here. The Empress energy, fertility, nurturing, abundance, maternal influence of creation and abundance, connecting with your feminine energy. You got the 7 of Pentacles coming reversed. The archaeologist done dug up that something is very impatient and has poor planning, which is going to cause that limited success. You are rushing your results. whoever you are. And that's going to cause you to reap the disappointment and your rewards. Some, you're abandoning your efforts too abruptly. Archaeologist is saying that the Six of Cups energy is out here. So the archaeologist is saying they're trying to dig up something about your teenage years, your young adult years, your childhood. For some, the archaeologist is saying you need to return to a happier state of mind. And for some, you can go back to those nostalgic memories and return to that familiar place, which is that hometown. For some, it's just not a good idea because there will be financial gifts, but do you want to accept those financial gifts? You don't want to repeat the same mistakes for some, okay? It's about healing, okay? For some, you're trying to reconnect with an ex. That could be good, that could be bad, but what is good or bad? Only you know. Avoid living in the past, is what this says. Six of Cups is here. So now the Chariot is reversed, the final message that's coming from this archaeologist here. And overall, the archaeologist is saying, overall, it's time to become aware of your aggression and the lack of willpower. It's causing a lack of focus, motivation, and direction. You're warped by your own obsessions with your goals. Life is dragging you in every direction, okay? So it may be a lack of control and direction over your life. Gather courage to emerge victoriously. You've become too impulsive and you cannot always be in control. So it's time to surrender a lot of things to divine and spirit, okay? Surrender it, surrender it. Surrender it, especially if you don't truly understand it. Let me see where we at. All right, thank you, divine, thank you, spirit. We're going to get the archaeologist messages out here from this oracle deck. Ashe. Looking at some names: Olivia, Charlotte, Ellie, Billy, William, Elizabeth. Kansas, Nortonville, the Evening Bulletin of Marysville, Kentucky, Scranton, 1890, Daily State Chronicle, Nicodemus, Stockton, Sundown Towns. Hayes, 1869 Feud, Lyman D. Wooster Jr., 1920s and 1930s, Kiowa, Unwritten Law, Hayes Daily News, Howard, 1901. And the walls came tumbling down. Jericho. The archaeologist is saying, and the walls came tumbling down. Faulty foundation. Jericho. How's that fallout shelter treating you? Is it faulty foundation? How's the fallout shelter treating y'all? All right, let me read the comments, then we're going to pray. Sarah Smile. Let me flip the camera so y'all can see. Sarah Smile said hi. What up, beloved? Wayne Robinson, 6840. What up, beloved? Rain said hi. Almedia Shepherd said the following facts. It's weird to me. Ashe. Foot _ Graves _ 444 said hi. What up, beloved? And what up, Almedia? Stacy Shepherd 4705. How long have you been worshiping the devil? Oh shit, I don't worship that motherfucker. I talk to that motherfucker, but I don't worship that motherfucker. The devil worship me. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's what the fuck is wrong with y'all. Let me flip this. Who is this? Stacy, you still here? Stacy Shepherd. You still here, baby. The difference, and this is what I'm trying to teach folk to understand. All of these entities are within you. You are the universe. You have them all within you, right? So, how long have you been worshiping the devil? You need to ask the devil how long that motherfucker been worshiping me, trying to get up in my motherfucking energy, right? I control the devil. You ain't seen shit, motherfucker. You ain't seen nobody on demon time. And that's what I'm preventing Motherfucker. So Stacy, I don't worship not a motherfucking thing but myself, beloved. All right. How long have you, nigga? How long have you been worshiping that motherfucker? That's what it sounds like, Stacy. That's the question you need to ask yourself, nigga. How long have you? How long have you, Stacy, been allowing the devil to control you? Huh? How long, Stacy? How long now? I don't give a damn what pew you done put your goddamn knees on and what Bible you done put in your motherfucking hand. I'm asking you genuinely, beloved. How long have you been letting that nigga control and worship? And how long have you been worshiping him? That energy. Because it could be a him or her, depending on what the entity is, motherfucker. So do you know the energy of the devil? Do you? Devil ain't gonna do nothing but push you into your greatest God. Right? But you don't understand that. You don't. Because you rebuke it in the name of God. Anyway, Stacy, girl, bye. Let's go ahead and pray. Let us pray. Let us pray now. We rebuke all spells, all rituals, and all castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected my way on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Anything and everything that I am connected to, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and ethereally, they are all protected. All is transmuted into whatever was sent to me. And then it is sent back to its source because I am already sovereign and because I am already free. Any agreements and any contracts that I may have agreed to while I was being on lower paradigms of existence of consciousness, they are all cut. They are all ended on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Collective. I know I'm sovereign. Collective, I know damn well you're sovereign. Collective, I know damn well together we are sovereign. And I know this, it is done because we've already won. Stacy, it is done because we've already won. Stacy, it is done because we've already won. And so it is. Now, make sure you say your prayer or that prayer or any prayer at least 3 times, 6 times, or 9 times in order to make your manifestation, your dream, or your vision come alive. Okay? Let's worry about ourselves now before we try to tap into energy that we really don't want to be fucking around with. Right? So as always, it's much peace and it's much light and it's much love, but it's especially that motherfucking darkness because of dark matter. And if ain't nobody told y'all today, then let me level it on back down, because to the divine general collective and to everybody, I love y'all every day. Every second of the day ain't nothing but love. Even when ain't no love shown my way. So again, it's always love. Stay positive. Let me think of a song real quick. Shit. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You could dust it off and try again and again. Nigga, try again. Like, if at first you don't succeed, you could dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and